All right. And we are live. Hello and welcome. I am Natasha Tomlinson here in Arizona, real estate agent here in the greater Phoenix metro area. Licensed in 2005, I've been helping buyers, sellers, downsizers, investors navigate the Arizona real estate market with clarity, confidence, and strategy. Whether you're relocating to Phoenix, downsizing, or buying your second or third home, you're in the right place. The goal for today is to empower you with the tools and knowledge you need to make confident decisions in 2025's unique real estate landscape. So let's dive into the must know insight strategies and solutions that make buying smarter possible right now. Okay. And don't forget, at any point during tonight's webinar, you can click the link in the chat to schedule your free 30-minute buyer consultation. So let's begin. Let's make sure I don't have any questions here. Fantastic. Great. Right, make sure we have that in the chat for you. And I am wonderful. Giving folks a few minutes to come in here. I know your time is valuable, and I thank you for spending some of it here with me today. Give it a few more seconds, and then we'll get the party started. I hope all of you can hear me clearly. Nothing like talking to yourself. Great, great. So let's talk about what is really happening in the greater Phoenix metro area. What's happening in the housing market? It is June 2025, and we have seen inventory increase this year, and which has created more competition for sellers and created more opportunities for home buyers. We've noticed that some markets that were in a slight seller's market or in a balanced market have moved into more of a buyer stance with increased inventory. Some of those markets that have shifted are Peoria, Buckeye, Goodyear, and Queen Creek. And we are noticing mortgage rates stabilizing. But the big advantage for buyers right now is negotiating power. So buyers have more room to negotiate with more price reductions, more seller concessions, and even assistance towards closing costs. You don't need to overpay, you don't need to rush, but you do need to be prepared. Great. So, great. Well, I'm not seeing, sorry. Yeah. Wow. You do need, all right. Well, looks like this thing got jammed. So we're going to wing it. Okay. All right. You might be wondering, is this the right time to buy? And here are the facts. If you're waiting for interest rates to drop, especially if you're waiting for them to be back down in twos and threes, you may be waiting the rest of your life. You could be missing out on equity growth and deal making opportunities that are happening right now. In 2025, real estate is no longer a one size fits all game. You need to get approved with your local lender who understands Arizona guidelines because everyone's situation is a little different. Understand your affordability beyond just the interest rate and work with a realtor who knows the market shifts. Whether you're upsizing, downsizing, or relocating, your strategy matters now more than ever. Phoenix is more than sunshine and cactus. Okay. It's more than a city made of 55 plus communities, more than a place just where people come to retire. It's a rapidly growing metroplex with distinct neighborhoods offering different benefits for different lifestyles. Commuters may consider Gilbert, Ahwatukee, and North Phoenix home buyers with families and children in the household and looking for areas with great schools. Consider Chandler, parts of Cave Creek, Queen Creek, and Desert Ridge. Those retiring, that 55 plus crowd, consider Sun City Grand, Trilogy, and Victory at Verado. And let's not forget about the essentials. Property taxes are low compared to many other states like California, Illinois, New York, Massachusetts, New Jersey, just to name a few. And we do not have a state estate tax. Now, utilities and homeowners association fees, they do vary depending on area and time of year. This time of year, you can see utilities increase. So don't forget to budget accordingly. I've helped many buyers move here from out of state, relocate to Arizona seamlessly. And I handle everything from the virtual tours to coordinating movers. If you're considering downsizing, you're not alone. In fact, over 35% of my clients are empty nesters and ready to simplify their lives. And here's how we make downsizing smart and not stressful. Consider selling your current home strategically and provide a valuation, staging, marketing plan, and then buy your next home with the lifestyle you want. Low maintenance, single level, no interior steps, close to medical care and recreation. Consider bridge loans, reverse mortgages, sale and leasebacks, or extended closings to help you transition smoothly. And if you're serious about buying in the next 3 to 6 months, it's time to take a step back and take a look at those next steps. Schedule that strategy call with me, and we'll assess your goals, the timing, and financing. Step two is I connect you with a trusted lender, a trusted loan advisor to get you pre approved and discuss your options. And then we start your custom home search with insider access to listings, including off market opportunities. Remember, the Phoenix real estate market rewards those who are informed, prepared, and strategic. Now, let's see here. Yes, I did promise to answer your questions. Look like I have a few coming in here. Well, I don't know if you want to repost that one. I welcome you to. Hmm, wonderful. But we gotta love it when your screen just freezes on you, don't you? You're trying to do stuff. Love the technical difficulties. It's great. Keeping me on my toes. Keeping me on my toes. Wow. What is that noise? I'm sorry, I have this crazy noise happening in the background. Don't understand it. What's happening there? Oh, I don't get it. What is hello? Is someone I have some wild person trying to hijack my webinar. What is going on? What? What is what is going on? So doing here is just giving a snapshot of where the Phoenix metro market sits right now. Interest rates, they change daily. So please do not get fixated on this number. But it's just to give you an idea that things are starting to trend down, and the average interest rate is sitting around here, and that's dependent on your income and the debt that you hold, and other financial factors. But it's a good number to keep in mind, right? So we have seen growth in an inventory, growth in the number of listings that are available for sale. You see what I mean? Okay, that's enough of that. Some playing games. And the median price right now for single family homes across the greater Phoenix metro area sits at around 450,000. You can see where to look if you're for the number of houses on the market. You have more of a buyer's advantage score in Surprise than Mesa, Chandler, Scottsdale, and Paradise Valley. As you can see that the buyer advantage lessens as you come down this chart. Oh, all right. Some myths that I would like to address here today. Many people feel that they can time the market perfectly. Now, I looked at my crystal ball every day to see what's happening with the real estate market. And I get more questions, really, than answers. And I say that because there's no perfect market for anyone. There's a lot happening in this marketplace, okay? Between what's happening on a federal level, what's happening on a global level, federal level, state level, and then on your local real estate market. And no one person can really control all of that. You have affordability concerns, job growth, inbound migration, all migration, people moving in and out of an area to consider. You have unemployment rates, inflation to concern yourself with, interest rates, yes, and then what's happening around the world. To time all that, I mean, even the scholars don't get it right. Now, we also have the buy sell balance. Consider bridge loans to make that transition a little easier for you, and rent back, where you sell your house and then you lease it for a number of months from the new buyer, so that you can have a smoother transition. In today's reality, rates are still slightly higher, and that can provide some negotiating power with the amount of inventory that we currently have. Yikes. Okay. If you're relocating to the Valley of the Sun, which is what we commonly name the greater Phoenix metro area, consider these areas. If you're an outdoor enthusiast, you love to hike, you like to be outside, consider, North Scottsdale, Ahwatukee, Gold Canyon. For families, you're looking for more things to do, schools, various activities, consider Anthem, Chandler, Gilbert. More of a professional executive. Consider Old Town Scottsdale, Tempe, downtown Phoenix. And for those 55 plus communities, Sun Lakes, Sun City West, and Trilogy of Estancia. Arizona's property taxes average 0.62%, among the lowest in the nation, and the HOA fees typically range from $200 to $500 a month. And I would say that I've seen homeowners association dues at $40 a month, at $50 a month. It really just depends on what you want from your community. Or there are areas with no homeowners association. Again, depends what you're looking for. What do you need in order to call the place home? I don't know. Hmm. There's also something considered as housing affordability. We've heard a lot about that recently. And for housing affordability, you're looking at interest rates, you're looking at home prices, you're looking at income wage growth. And historically, if home prices climb too fast for incomes to keep up, mortgage rates would drop and help things level out. But lately, rates have been a little more volatile and slow to cooperate. So, what has changed? What has changed there? The good news is that wages have risen, inflation has calmed down, and we have seen a slight dip in home prices. We have seen a slowdown in appreciation. Affordability is improving on its own. And if mortgage rates dip, because we have no control over that, if they happen to dip this summer, like many economists predict, hope, wish, we can see a surge in home buyer activity. So let's talk some numbers. Nationwide, wages grew 4.3%, while inflation is sitting around 2.4%. But in Phoenix, we saw wages rise 9.3% over the last year, and our local inflation rate is 0.3%. What does that mean? That means Arizonans are finally getting to keep more of their income, and that is changing the game when it comes to their buying power. Phoenix is now entering its eighth month in a buyer's market. Okay, so this just didn't happen. I know the news uh, sites are just now reporting it, but we've been in 8 months of this buyer's market, and prices under 500,000, which make up to about 55% of all home sales last month, are down 2.2% when compared to a year ago. Overall, appreciation is pretty flat. We're up just 1% from last year, which is actually lower than inflation. So again, pretty flat. So while prices aren't crashing, they are leveling out. They are balancing out. We did see a dip in May sales, but that's likely due to the news of tariffs in April. People took a pause. Hey, let's see what's happening here before we decide to move forward and change our financial situation. And that spooks some people short term. The good news is buyers are returning to the market, and we're seeing per purchase mortgage applications up. 18% when compared to this time last year. And that is the highest number that we have seen in the last 2 years. So, could that be a strong summer signal? We hope so. If you are in the luxury space, listen up, Buttercup. All right. May brought a surprise bounce. Crypto and stock markets rebounded. Corporate profits were strong, and international exchange rates normalized. All which usually translates to feeling better about spending money, right? All of this led to a 30% increase in million-dollar home in those million-dollar plus contracts over the past few weeks. And that's pretty rare for May. When we see triple digit temperatures, luxury demand usually slows down during that time. At the same time, sellers kind of started taking a step back. New listings are down 39%, and weekly cancellations are up 38%. And expired listings jumped up 84% when compared to last year. So sellers aren't relisting their home right away. They're renting, they're pausing, they're waiting to see where the chips fall. If you're a seller, especially in the luxury range, June is typically peak cancellation season. Inventory is shrinking faster than buyer demand, and that means that listing could stand out more now than in the fall. And buyers the summer may be your best window, right? Wages are strong, prices are stable, and we're already seeing buyers starting to get back in the game as we see that increase in mortgage applications. Whether you're looking to buy, to sell, or stay informed, now is time to have a strategy in place. So, if you found any of this helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone thinking about buying or selling in 2025. And if you want a custom home buyer or seller strategy based on your goals, let's connect. I do offer a free consultation, weekly webinars. Tuesdays are home buyer webinars. Sellers are, let's do that again, shall we? Tuesdays are home buyer webinars. Wednesdays are home seller webinars, and where we break things down further. So message me or click the link in the bio in order to schedule. Again, I am Natasha Tomlinson, helping Arizona homeowners move smarter. I thank you for watching, and I wish you a good night.